Hi guys, welcome to another video. If you're new here, my name is Anna. If you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you for returning. In today's video, I'm going to go through my reasons of why I am choosing to pursue traditional publishing versus self-publishing. And I thought the best thing to do would be a sit-down style video because I haven't done it. I haven't talked about my book in a while, and I haven't done a sit-down video in a little bit. So with that being said, let's roll into the video. A little bit of a disclaimer. First of all, in no way am I saying that self-publishing is bad. In fact, that might be my plan B if traditional publishing doesn't work out. Anything that I say, I'm not a professional, I am not an agent, I'm not yet a published author, so I'm not, the process I'm telling you now might be a little different, but so whatever I say, take it with a grain of salt. So, I'm just covering my bases here. Okay, number one reason. I cannot read or write without help or having audiobooks, so I cannot read or write by myself, and I do use technology / other people to help me to write the book. Now, my journey with my book has taken longer than I ever anticipated due to the fact that in the past I've had my family members / other high school students help me with being my scribes, and it has translated to a high turnover rate. Also, I also wanted to add that it takes me at least 6 months to fully train somebody new and for us to get into a routine and for them to get to know me, just like how you would do in a traditional job. Hi guys! So I'm popping in here to give you guys some background so that you can understand what has been going on with the book and why it's taking me so long. Because I realized when Anna was editing this that you guys kind of need some background before you can get into what is happening currently. So, basically when I first started the book, my mom told me to do it as independently as I could, and because she had a job or didn't really have time to dedicate to helping me, and this is something I wanted to do. So with that being said, I did not have an outline because of the fact that I cannot read and write, which also I wanted to include. I also cannot track my eyes. If I have big and large, big chunks of text like paragraphs, it's really hard for my eyes to keep track. Also, I have a 4th grade, 2nd grade reading level, which I think, or that's all part of the reason why I can't read. And before you guys say anything, I also, during school, was in very intense reading classes to try to help me read better. I've gotten better over a little bit, but I don't think I will ever be 100% able to read myself. So, that's also bringing it back to the video. I know that was a little bit of a tangent, but with me not being able to read and write, I did it with no outline because I'm like, what's the point of having an outline if you can't read it? Oh boy, that was a mistake in itself. And then I learned that every genre has its own word count that you have to meet, and I did not know this, so I realized I had to double the word count. So I kind of went through kind of a writer's block, because it would be doubling my workout without jeopardizing the storyline. So at the time, my caregiver was helping me in the morning because I had to wake up first before she could do anything with me. So that's how I spent my waking up time. Also, I was going into 2020, which is COVID times. So with that being said, she had to leave for a long time because she had to be home with her kids. So I had to put the book aside for a little bit, and then I realized that I just need to separate the caregiver and the book assistant job. During COVID, my mom only had like 2 weeks off, so our plan was to get the book organized because at the time we didn't know it was only going to be 2 weeks. However, that didn't last for very long, so then I downloaded the software that was supposed to keep like everything organized. It was supposed to be like an electronic binder, specifically for writers. But at the time I had a Dell computer, which is a Windows, and the software was meant for, it was made on a Mac, so it was made more for Macs, but I didn't have it at the time. So when I was done with the book and got to my 50,000 word count, finally, we went to put it in a Word document, and everything was messed up. Like it was out of order, and so then it took Mom and I, or it took us a while to figure out why, so I finally Googled it. Apparently, it was a thing, that software to do that, because other people apparently had the issues too. So then we had to go back and put it all in order again. And my brother and my mom had other things because my brother was also home from college because of COVID. So we tried to put it back together. It was unsuccessful, unsuccessful because one, I didn't have an outline. Two, nobody had the time to dedicate it besides me, the one person that cannot read. And my caregiver wasn't working at the time. And then we had another family member offer to help me, but she also had a job and a career, and so that didn't end up panning out. And then my mom offered to ask her to help me 2 more times, but it was really hard because she would come home from work really tired, which I totally understand, but that took me quite a while to figure out. I just needed somebody else besides my mom to help me. And then my mom had one of her friends help me, but her life got too busy with taking care of her family members and being a full-time caregiver at the time because it was still COVID. But she still helped me, she helped me double the word count so I could get into this mentorship, but the book was still not organized. So I tried to get into Author Mentor Match. If you guys want to see that vlog, I have it on my channel. I'll pop that up on the screen. But yeah, I tried to get an Author Mentor Match, but the book was still not organized. Another person came during this time, so we got it organized. It took us quite a while. So then we sent it to 13 agents that didn't really give me much of a response. And so 13 agents that didn't. It was very general. You look a book, but I'm not though. I'm not the right person to champion this book at this time, or the book isn't the right fit for my list, stuff like that. So it was super nice, but not really specific to my manuscript. So now get my other assistant, and we got some beta readers, and then my previous assistant was moving on to her next chapter in her life. So now that you guys are caught up to date with everything, that is where we're currently at. Another thing is, I cannot drive myself to local bookstores, and I would have to rely on somebody else to set that up. Who's gonna take me to the bathroom? All those things, who's gonna get me ready, those all things are gonna depend on other people. And who's gonna make my website? That would have to be one of my assistants, or I would have to hire somebody else for that if I went self-publishing route. Those things are one of the bigger things. And what if they don't show? What if they get sick and somebody's expecting me to show up? What if they're busy the day? It's just a lot to think about, and to have to rely on other people. There's a lot of things in play that you have to think about, and I don't want to make this harder than it already has to be, and a lot more complicated. Plus, I would do pop-up shops if I needed to with self-publishing. These are all things that were going through my head. So back to talking about traditional publishing at this point. With traditional publishing, I would have my agent that represents me help me through the process, which is the querying process, which I will have Anna put. We will make a graphic to explain this all. Okay, to you, so let me explain the traditional publishing process. So with traditional publishing, first you go through the querying process to get an agent. A query letter is basically a cover letter in the business world. So a business or a query letter, but based on your book. So then you would have to do that and wait for them to represent you. And then you would have to get on a call with them, and we'll just call the call for a reason, for either representation. So basically you would have to go through querying process first, and then once you get an agent, which takes a while, I will do a vlog about my process with when I get an agent. Cross my fingers, I'll get an agent soon. I'm not soon because we're still in the revising phase of my book. But at some point, I will do a vlog of my querying process, so that you guys can see it from my point of view of how long it truly takes. That video is going to come when it comes, so hopefully sooner rather than later. So first you get an agent. So then you have to go and revise your book again for the 15th time to get ready for submission. Step 2 is going on submission, which submission is the process in which an editor from a publishing house such as HarperCollins. So an editor from HarperCollins would have your agent would give your editor sample pages, and so then you would have to go through the whole process, which is pretty much like querying again, but for an editor. And they would represent the publishing house, and also you would be working with this search editor. Then you would have to go through another revision with them, and they buy the rights to your book, but I would lose some creative control because then it becomes collaborate with them. There we go. So you collaborate with them, and then so they'll help you make the best book that they can, because if the book doesn't sell, they don't get paid. And trust me, they want their money back. And then and they will help me with distribution in general. But they won't do like local libraries. I think it's all based on your contract. So read your contracts, people. There's a reason why there's contracts, so it will be in your contract. And this is also why you have an agent. So another reason why is they have the financial backing to do all the books, and they have their in-house designer, like editors, designers. They have their own marketing team. You get a PR person, which that's nice because then they can send your book to like bookstagrammers. Bookstagrammers are people that you that read books and give them try to use their followers. There we go. And to buy your book, and so they can help you with that. If you have something that you want them to send it to, they will do that too. So yeah, and I really give my book the best opportunity that I can. With that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. And remember to keep our eye. Bye!